Game start. Green team. Yeah. Best of 3 series starting here. Green team in this game on Sleeping Giant in the Northern Spawn is going to be NTT. They're going to be running Vermont, Colombo, Brisbane, Stalingrad, Haragumo, Gearing, Daring, and Gdansk. Red team, throw in the Southern Spawn, Ohio, Colombo, Brisbane, Stalingrad, Gearing, Kleber, Yuyang, Gdansk. You can Gdansk if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Alright, anyway. So, having got some builds, Gearing, going to be running Legendary Module, RPF, Superintendent, and Flooding Chance. We got a Daring here running Dazzle. Okay. Haragumo, AFT, RPF, Legendary Module, Smoke Mod in slot 3-2. Gdansk here, going to be running RPF, not taking Fearless, instead taking Superintendent plus Turret Traverse. Vermont not using the new Legendary Module, instead going to be using Heavy AP and Furious. It's a choice. Brisbane here, going to be running Outnumbered, plus Radar Mod. Stalingrad, going to be running pretty much the same build as that. Second Brisbane, same build as the first Brisbane. And then we've got Cristoforo Colombo with a new Legendary Module, plus Swift and Silence, plus DCP Mod slot 4, not taking Engine Mod. Taking a look at the red team, we have Gdansk of Yadum, going to be running RPF plus AFT, Engine Mod, Speed Boost Mod. We got the Yuyang here, is going to be running Radar plus Smoke Mod plus Legendary Module, meaning he's going to have bad concealment but extra smoke uptime. We've got a Brisbane of Lord Crafty who's going to be in that smoke most likely, who's going to be running Superintendent. We've got Stalingrad just behind that, Heavy AP plus Range Mod. Ohio of Wonga, going to be running no build at all. Highly recommend this build, Wonga. Good build. We've got Cristoforo Colombo of Cath, going to be running a Legendary Module plus Swift and Silence. Gearing of Melvin, going to be running Swift and Silence plus RPF plus Legendary Module plus Smoke Mod. Brisbane, that's going to be in that smoke, going to be running RPF, Radar Duration, DCP Mod slot 1 for some reason. And then we've got the Kleber of Ginger Ninja, who's going to be running Legendary Module, Swift and Silence, RPF, and Improved Survivability Expert. Let's take a look at some initial deployments. Green team, going to be sending Gearing Brisbane and a little smoke. Going to be looking to farm out whatever the hell's parked down here. Got Colombo up there as well, just to assist with all this. Stalingrad having the radar range over to cover this cap. Got the Daring, that's going to be reversing into it. And if anything gets in that, he's going to smoke up and then shoot it. Vermont hovering here, looking for shots on literally all of the map. Brisbane and Haragumo going to be looking to go down here and get this nice little smoke blob around here somewhere. Gdansk also going to be joining up with that, get slightly ahead of it. Meanwhile, for the red team, Kleber has dived early to get some deep spots in. He's going to be able to spot out this Gdansk, and then we can have this Gearing Brisbane in this little smoke here. Colombo looking for shots over here too. Stalingrad going to be taking this one, potentially going to make a jump to this island eventually. Then we've got Ohio in fucking Narnia looking for shots potentially on this Stalingrad. Then we've got Brisbane Yuyang, who are going to be doing their little smoke blob up here. Again, trying to battle back and forth. Haragumo Brisbane versus Yuyang Brisbane, especially without the Legendary Module. I think Haragumo has the advantage of this, especially when the Gdansk involved. This Gdansk here is looking for a radar contest on this, but with the Stalingrad there, I'm not sure if it's going to go too well. Trading back and forth over A-Cap. Doesn't look like Throw have taken too much damage, but they've got quite a fair bit onto the Gearing of NTT. Radar comes out from the Gdansk, but no reset available. Stalingrad going for the shots, but oh no, they do force the Daring out. The cap didn't actually get the reset or any damage on him. Now they get some damage on him. Early cap, it looks like NTT took the first cap, so they will have a slight point advantage, but this should be neutralized by the Kleber, who can eventually take this A cap whenever he so chooses to. Or the Gearing can rotate in, either way. Colombo of Cath took a big chunk. I guess he got Colombo slapped. Or Vermont slapped. Stalingrad Ray comes out, finds the Colombo. That's all he finds. Vermont looking for a nice salvo into him. I think he can lob this as well. Big chunk, actually. Brisbane manages to get a fire as well, and Colombo does not have his DCP ready. Colombo will smoke as well. I'm not sure if he was actually spotted though. Radar comes out from the Stalingrad. Will be picking up the Daring. Just get some more resets onto him. He smokes trains are going to be running into each other soon. Brisbane pops his radar, finds the Gdansk, also finds the Haragumo in Brisbane, and that's not looking like it's going to be fun for throw right now with the disadvantage in the ships. Crafty being forced to take an evasive turn away from the smoke, whereas the Yu-Yang will be going deeper into it. See who the focus is on. The focus is probably going to be on the Yu-Yang. Well, the focus has to be on the Yu-Yang now, since the Brisbane is no longer spotted. Little horseshoe smoke. They can turn back around, get back into it, should they so choose to afterwards. Throw did manage to take the A cap. B cap is now being recontested once again, but there's going to be a Gdansk, the force daring back out of that. Udon will also be able to get the resets on that. Vermont salvo is going towards the Stalingrad, trying to slowly chunk him down. Looks like they're trying to assemble some sort of repush over at A, but it doesn't look like it's going too well. I don't see a way of getting back into this with the Brisbane and the low health gearing. Daring finally finds a position he can cap from. Oh, the Stalingrad radar comes out now, and yeah. Stalingrad forcing the Daring back out of the cap again. You do him down to his last radar to deny that Daring again. Big chunk from the Vermont on the Stalingrad this time around. Now Yudum looks like he's going to go try and contest that cap himself. Kleber of Ginger Ninja has dived through this cap. Remember, this is a leg mod Kleber, so he's not going to have too much DPM, but he will be able to help against this Daring slightly. But that's forced the Stalingrad back. The Stalingrad can no longer hold this angle, otherwise the Kleber just goes lol. Derp. Daring now getting hard spotted by the Kleber diving out there. Reload boost comes on. Gdansk radar comes out. It should be a dead Daring. Stalingrad nowhere to be seen. Actually rotated himself to go to the other side, and that's just left his Daring deep in the shit. Small trading going back and forth down on the 10 line. It looks like the Gdansk has rotated off that, meaning the traders are going to be a lot more even now. In fact, Thrower actually getting a much better trade. Brisbane being forced very low. Shells still coming towards him as well. Daring did not in fact die, but they did take the B cap. Now Thrower taking on 3 caps with a 150 point lead, approximately. Drop shots coming towards that Stalingrad don't actually connect. Brisbane caught on the border, broadside to a Stalingrad, not where you want to be. Colombo salvo going in blind, Brisbane salvo going in blind too. Let's see what the Colombo salvo does. Oh, actually, a fair bit of damage. Ohio of Mr. Wonga with his impressive build is now being farmed and probably realizes that he should have some sort of fire prevention skill. Yes. You lack fire prevention, don't you? And everything else. That's where Wonga burns out. Like, why am I on... Oh, why? I forgot to build my ship. Well, they're trying to burn out the opposing Vermont, but their Vermont actually has some survivability skills, so he's going to be a lot harder to kill. Well, though he doesn't have fire prevention, and he has Furious. Let's not ask questions about this. Wonga goes down. Might survive a little bit longer if he actually had commander skills, but hey-ho. That brings the points back to within 90, and the caps are 2-2 right now. So it looks like a push is coming down from this four-man force to try and take the double home cap, pushing into Brisbane Yuyang now that the Ohio has been removed. So Throw are going to have to rotate some forces. They have Stalingrad and Kleber ready to go, but the Kleber is probably not going to be wanting to run into this. In fact, Jinja is now realizing the folly of his ways and is going to have to dive behind this rock. Not sure if he can get a YOLO off onto that Vermont. Radar comes out from the Brisbane. Will be finding not only the Kleber, but also the Yuyang in the smoke screen. So he's going to be the focus of the IR of both the Brisbane and the Haragumo. Wall of torpedoes heading towards that Vermont right now. But they have managed to deny that push temporarily. Hold on that home cap just a little bit longer. Maybe get some more rotations back. Gdansk of Doom and Colombo of Kath potentially getting involved in this too. In fact, the Colombo is going to get some nice little chunks into that Vermont, who's finally gets his damage control off. Not sure if the Gdansk of Doom is going to be able to relight him. The DCP is going to be lasting another 10 seconds, and he should be getting dark by then. Yeah, he's going to get dark. Oh, shell's still landing. Yeah, I know. Gearing Brisbane looking to make their way for a repush into the B cap here. But there is going to be... Well, the Gdansk, I think, is out of radars. Have a look. Yeah, Gdansk is out of radars. So he's not going to be able to hold that. Stalingrad does have 2 radars remaining. They see the smoke screen being laid. They also knew he was approaching. See, Doom has already launched his tops in that general direction. Kath's going to be the focus of Brisbane farming, probably, though. Radar comes out from the Yuyang Brisbane combination. We'll be finding the Vermont, we'll be finding the Haragumo, we'll be finding the opposing Brisbane, trying to force them out of the cap. Kleber of Ginger Ninja being forced back out of there as well, though. NTT's Brisbane down to a single radar remaining. Is currently... Wait, is he? Yeah, is currently in range of Crafty's Brisbane. Never mind, he's dead. And that means that the Vermont will no longer be able to one-tap Lord Crafty, unless he gets a blind fire salvo in here. Oh, nearly does, actually. Nearly does. At some point, Throw have managed to just... somebody took a cap there. I don't know who. Well, NTT now focusing everything on trying to dive into D to try and stall the bleeding. They've got ships in D, they've got ships in B, they've got ships trying to get into A as well. They're forcing all the caps. But the Vermont goes down, and that will be the end of the game. And Throw are going to take game 1 of this series. But of course, this is a best of 3 series, so we should prepare ourselves for more gameplay. Moving on to Hotspot for their second game. Oh, yeah. I remember yeet codes. Yes, that's the thing I should do. Yeet. I should definitely yeet codes. I keep forgetting. I should also add that to the end of my end prediction. Add. Run action. Select action. Yeet. There. Now when I switch to the winner scene, it should automatically yeet a code. Oh, yeah, a little sleepy. Ugh. Alright, cool. Sure, the next game, potentially another game 3 somewhere, and then we can potentially jump to a decider game from another series, and then we'll be jumping on to the draw. I'm going to go quickly take a bio break. I did it. I did my bio break. Also, I'm going to eat another code out because I can. Also, apparently we're dropping it in the next game. Which is NTT on the green team. Alright, here we are in game number 2. Green team in the Northern Spawn going to be NTT. They're going to be running Vermont, Colombo, Brisbane, San Martin, Des Moines, Haragumo, Khabarovsk, Kleber, Gdansk. Meanwhile, the red team for Throw in the Southern Spawn, they're going to be running Vermont, Lauria, Brisbane, Castilla, Stalingrad, Deren, Kleber, and Yuyang. Let's go take a look at some builds. Alright, so green team, where are you? There you are. Gdansk here are going to be running no Adrenaline Rush, going to be taking Superintendent instead. We got Kleber behind that, running standard, no legendary modules, what I was trying to say. Fearless Brawler, AFT to go with it. Wait, AFT on a Kleber? Yeah, not a fan of that. Take BFT instead, please. And also take Turret Traverse. Also take, you know, yeah. Khabarovsk, going to be running Fearless Brawler, Rudder mod, no leg mod, AFT. San Martin here, going to be running Outnumbered, Radar mod. We got Colombo running the new legendary module plus Brisk. We got Vermont here, not running the new legendary module. He's going to be running heavy AP and Furious again, which I have questions about. Des Moines, legendary module, standard build actually on the Des Moines. We got Brisbane with Rudder Outnumbered, no normal stuff. Haragumo with the Aerosol Smoke Curtain, plus the Smoke Mod Slot 3, RPF and AFT, plus the Improved Engine Boost, Duration, Thingy-majiggy module, whatever the hell it's called. Meanwhile, for Throw, we have a Leg Mod Yuyang once again with the Smoke. We got Lord Crafty in the Brisbane behind that with Upgrade Gunner plus Radar Mod. We've got a Vermont for Wonga, who actually has a build this game, including Brisk, you know, the faster Vermont. Daring with standard build plus DCP mod slot 1 and Smoke mod slot 3. Kind of interesting, I guess. Stalingrad here with heavy AP and range mod. We've got the Castilla there running a relatively standard build apart from Demolition Expert, just a standard cruiser build. We've got the Lauria behind that, Brisk plus full tank. DCP mod slot 1, Castilla of Doom, going to be running Eye in the Sky. And we've got the Kleber of Ginger Ninja, once again going to be legendary module, Swift and Silence plus full torp spec. Alright, taking a look at the initial deployments, let's have a look at what people are going to do. We'll start with the red teams, they've got that selected. Kleber going for a fast dive. Daring going to be parking here, trying to get that cap. Then we have this old blob that's going to be trying to get some sort of giga push going up there. Vermont going to be parked here, trying to find anything on the crossing that is Daring might spot. And then we're going to have Yang Brisbane as a little soul kiting force, and they are going to have to kite. Well, you can probably get a little bit of farming down on the Des Moines until they're forced out by this Haragumo Brisbane, who are going to make a nice dive through that. Des Moines going to be able to push forward. Vermont may be able to take that and then potentially cut off the retreat of this, should they find out about it. Colombo and San Martin are going to be taking a long way around, along with this Caba going to be meeting up with this Kleber, going to be looking to try and find a fight around here. This Kleber is not running IFHE, so you will be shattering on the belt of the Caba unless they switch to the AP. This Gdansk is going to try and like out-radar this Daring, which he's going to be successfully able to do for a while. But he did lose that trade somehow. And the Daring took 0 damage in return. Not an ideal start. Right, torpedoes back and forth. Again, desynchronized torpedoes. Call your torpedo timings and synchronize them. You want to force a disgusting cross torp. You want all the torps arriving at the same time to minimize the gaps. But Crafty does not have his Hydro on, and Melvin is kind of broadside to a lot of those torpedoes. And he is stopping. Luckily, there's a Yang-sized gap, and they're all expiring anyway. Okay. I expected some slightly more aggressive play over at A with so much DD focus, but yeah. Here comes the throw push with the double Castilla, Lauria, and Kleber is the spotting. Stalingrad actually might be able to take this. Stalingrad going for the inside lineup here. Hang on. Stalingrad going for the inside line can choose to turn this way for cross shots and radar control over C, or he can choose to go up there and catch any sort of pushes. But he does have to risk at the crossing. There is a Vermont that's going to be looking for him, so he needs to be very careful while he does make this crossing. This Des Moines and this Haragumo Brisbane need to start making some advancements towards like this Yang Brisbane, because in theory they should just completely like roll over this. Vermont is the only thing that's going to be stopping it, but I think Vermont's looking the other way currently. Gdansk pops his radar, finds the Daring. Kleber not going to be using his reload booster and everything setting up just yet. San Martin getting the punishment of that Stalingrad that we were talking about. Catching any sort of retreat that he's trying to make. Back big chunks again from the Castilla and Lauria. Lauria does not care about your angling. Stalingrad also doesn't really care about your angling very much. And that is a heal Kappa, by the way, so no smoke available for San Martin. He does not subscribe to the Dolphin Princess School of Thought. Radar Pop finds Clever of Ginger Ninja, but I don't think he's going to be able to do very much about it. Kaba going to be opening up here. San Martin's suffering, by the way. Radar of Gdansk came out in the middle and does 0 damage to the Daring once again, even with the Kleber support. Okay, slightly more than 0 now. It's a non-zero amount. San Martin drops. Just cannot handle the pressure of 2 Castillas, a Lauria, and a Stalingrad on him. And now, this is going to allow the Stalingrad ample time to rotate himself into a position where he can help focus on all of this. Also, I keep forgetting that I'm not drawing on the water, I'm drawing on the screen. It's kind of disorienting. Mont Salvatore's at Kleber. I was wondering what that loud noise was. I'm very surprised that this is managing to hold against all of this. Conga Line's going to be missing the Des Moines. They're going to be spotted in the radar, but no shell's going to be able to connect over the top of that island. Daring finally taking some damage. It's time to Kleber. Castilla got chunked at some point, by the way. Also, Vermont just took a chunk too. Oh, Stalingrad has chosen to not advance forward, but instead is like reversed back, and then he's going to do the 3-point turn to go this way and face in. Slightly safer angle. He's going to be protected from the Vermont plus the Colombo, yeah. Ginger Ninja being in a nice position to be able to spot the Kleber for, to spot the Gdansk and Kleber for his Daring, who is just open watering everything. He does have one salvo coming in for him, which does 0 damage because, you know. Castillas are regrouping with Ilaria, looking to see if they can make a rotation off here, apparently. The block at B cap means that Throw are going to be able to take the lead here. Gdansk has 1 radar left to try and force Ginger Ninja out, but after that... Oh, he's actually popped his radar far too early and they're not going to find it. And now that Gdansk is floating points at this point. He does have a smoke ready in, like, 30 seconds, so he can potentially join in a fight then, but Kleber Final Strike's taking a lot of damage from this Daring right now. He's sitting there trying to block that cap and just spending hit points for it. Eventually he'll get himself out of there and we'll switch over to use the Kabat or the Gdansk to block, but Meanwhile, Mr. Wonga has gone on an adventure and he's going to collect a couple of torpedoes for his troubles. Le bonk. Ow. That hurt. Brisbane, Haragumo, and Des Moines all still sat there. The Yuyang and Brisbane are making an effective containment, but they're going to lose Wonga for this unless he can get dive behind that rock. Depends. I think the Vermont of Strategic should be able to finish off Wonga at any point now anyway. Unless Wonga kills him first. Kleber Final Strike going to be opening up on the Vermont, realizing that the Vermont is not going to have a salvo available. Wonga's salvo does about 10k, but he's going to go down. Torpedoes going across the B cap. They see the Khabarovsk in there. Daring going to be able to drop a smoke screen soonish. Yeah, Daring's got a smoke ready in 6 seconds and he can just continue DPMing down that Khabarovsk. Jinja is not going to be able to get spotted because the Kaba and Gdansk just are so badly out-spotted by the Legmod Kleber. Radar comes out from the Brisbane over on the 910 line, going to be finding the Melvins, Yuyang, and Lord Crafty's Brisbane. So Des Moines and Brisbane and Haragumo all going to be opening up towards that Brisbane right now. So Crafty's going to have to tank the full duration of this radar, which has still got another, what, like 5 seconds? Crafty giving a lot of sight to that Des Moines, though. Like, a lot of side. Does get dark. Shell's still coming in. Does not have DCP available. Colbert, Final Strike, is going to look for something. I'm not sure what he's looking for exactly. Again, Khabarovsk is spotted in front of the Daring, who's just going to be opened up on him. Colombo is holding back 2 Castillas, so, you know, that's a neutral trade over there. But Throw have been blocking this C cap the entire time, so they've been taking on 2 caps to 1. And now they might be able to get the kill on the Kaba, maybe. Gdansk is floating points. Yadum in the Castilla gets absolutely turbo clapped by Colombo because lol Colombo. Crafty looks like he's getting ran down in the corner here. Torpedoes towards the Des Moines, none of them connecting. More towards the Haragumo, none of those are going to connect either. It looks like Crafty's going to get ran down. That will be a nice point swing for NTT, and that will put them temporarily in the lead, but Throw are running on 3 caps now. Yu Yang of Melvin just needs to run for the rest of the game. He's got no support incoming because all of Throw's ships are now positioned to maintain this arc over the 3 caps. I think even if they lose Melvin here, which I don't think they're about to, although he doesn't have he does have leg mod, so he is going to be slightly more easily spotted, but I don't think... Oh, radar from the Des Moines. They will refine him. And he is going to suffer for this. But even if he dies, he is just delaying the Brisbane and Des Moines. And Throw are taking on 3 caps still. That'll be a 150 point. That'll be a 100 point swing, but it'll still be what? It'll go to. We'll call it 900 to 800, but like with a 3 cap to 1 advantage, Throw will still be in the lead, especially if the Khabarovsk is going to go down some point soon. Kaba does have another heal available. Oh, never mind. Not anymore. He doesn't. Stalingrad just removes him from the map. That puts Throw at 935 points. Wonga is... Melvin is still somehow surviving this double radar. Shell's coming in. Down to 3,000 health. He's just going to sit in the corner for the rest of the game. No. That was supposed to be Melvin corner. But yes, that will be Throw managing to pick up another kill somewhere. Not sure where, and that will be the game ending. And Throw will take that series 2-0, and I'm going to go try and find myself another game.